Hello, everybody. My name is Mitch Mitchell, and I'm your professor in Business Administration 602, Fundamentals of Economics and Statistics. In this short introductory class, I'll explain the course, how it fits into your MBA program, how I'm going to deliver it. I'll also go over what you need for success. I'll provide my perspective a little bit on how this course fits into your instructional journey through the MBA program. So I'll start with a course overview. So this is an asynchronous online course designed to teach or to refresh your knowledge on economics and stats. And some of you may already know much of the material, others are encountering for the first time. Some of you will be sort of resurrecting it from long ago. You've been working for a long time and you haven't seen some of this stuff in many years. But this course is to help you get ready for the rest of the MBA program. To succeed, you'll need obviously a computer to watch the lectures. You'll need to be able to write in Word. You'll need a PDF reader for the textbooks. You'll need to be able to work in Microsoft Excel and to use AI. And I'll explain those a little bit as we go through. So don't be afraid about using Excel or AI. That's nothing to be afraid of. Don't be worried about that. You don't need any additional statistical software required. I'll show you a few things, but you don't need them, certainly not for this class. This class, the first half is stats with Excel and a little bit of AI. And the AI is not to hurt you, but rather to help you get through the material. So the AI, I think of the AI as sort of your assistant, like, if you had your own research assistant to help you with projects. That's what the AI is for. Textbooks are open source and free. The two textbooks are Introductory Statistics and Principles of Microeconomics. Both of them are available from OpenStax, and there's direct links on the syllabus. And you do need to be able to use Canvas, which is pretty easy. If you're able to negotiate your way to here or navigate your way to here, you probably already know how to use Canvas. It's pretty straightforward. So that's really good. That's really good. So here's the part you care about. Here's how grades work in this class. There's a midterm and a final. They're both project-based. They count for 45% of your grade each. So there's some small quizzes and homework assignments to make up the rest. Remember, this course is not a weed out class. That's not what it is. Instead, it's a preparatory course to get you ready for the rest of the MBA program. So most students do very well in this class, like really well. So the other thing that's weird about the structure is we have some really diverse needs for the students. So some students really prefer the flexibility of completing just a midterm and a final. They have a lot going on and they're trying to squeeze everything in at weird times. Other students really want regular feedback through assignments. They want to know that they're doing okay. So to accommodate everyone, we've kind of struck a weird compromise that probably doesn't make anyone really happy, but everyone seems to be okay with it. There's two big projects. You know when they are. I give you plenty of time to do them. They're each designed to take about a week, but I actually give you more than a week to do them. And then there's some short assignments every other week, and those are pretty quick. They don't count for very much, and they're just kind of make sure that no one gets completely lost, or if they are lost, that we find out right away. The thing is, the deadlines are flexible. If you need extension, let me know. It's kind of funny. I get all kind of proof from students. They've sent me photos of their newborn that came a few weeks early. I've seen students have turned in like photos of their work team working late at night somewhere in an office. You don't need, I mean, it's fun. I like to see all those things. You don't need to send me photos. I have every reason to believe you. I don't secretly think that you didn't really have a kid or that your wife didn't really have a kid. Um, so I trust you. I trust you. You're graduate students. You decided to get an MBA. There's every reason to trust you. So here's the instructional approach. I try to make the online instruction engaging and pretty digestible. So it's in short bits. So the course is going to include 3 types of instructional content. You'll watch me lecture. I'll keep these sessions pretty concise, 15 to 20 minutes. Then I'll demonstrate some concepts using software like slideshows or spreadsheets or statistical tools. I do on certain things, I have PowerPoint so you can like look at a page, see what I did, flip the page, see what I did. And a couple of things that seems to work pretty well. Other things, it's better to just give students the Excel spreadsheet or to give them the video. And then my experience has been that a different voice can be really helpful. And this is what's great about an online course is it's really easy to do this. But sometimes just a different person explaining the exact same material helps. It's just better to have a different voice explain it sometimes. So what I'll do is I'll give you some external links for that. I'll also give you a couple times some links from Mike Hicks. He's also a professor at Ball State. He occasionally teaches this class. His approach and my approach are very similar, but the way he explains things is pretty different. So that is helpful. Like sometimes students prefer to hear my explanation. Sometimes they prefer to hear his. If they get both, it works out pretty well, I think. But we'll also have some links to YouTube videos and TED Talks and a wide variety of things. So that'll be good. So let me make sure you got some stuff on student support, inclusivity. It's a global class. We have students from around the world. That's one of the reasons why I don't hold fixed office hours. Instead, I rotate the office hours, I record the office hours, and I respond to emails quickly. If for some reason you have a disability or technology challenge, you should contact the Students with Disabilities Office right away. Totally happy to accommodate your needs. You've got something going on, I'm happy to help you out. Don't be afraid. Don't worry. And it's not just that I have to. I actually want to help you on that case. So don't freak out. Um, if you look at the syllabus, there's some important program guidelines like assurances of learning, integrating global awareness, cultural sensitivity. This course is no exception. So it fits in with the rest of what's going on at the MBA program, Ball State. So, if you're an MBA student, you might say, why do I need to take economics and statistics? That's kind of a fair question, right? I think economics and statistics underpin a lot of professional business interaction. Marketing draws on economic concepts like the Dorfman-Steiner conditions, optimal advertising. Finance is built on economic theories of consumers and firms. Management often relies on industrial economics, including work by like Michael Porter. Logistics and operations management use foundational economic theories like Cobb-Douglas production functions. Even ethical decision making a lot of that comes from Adam Smith. So you probably know the wealth of nations, but you might not know the theory of moral sentiments. So a lot of the way we think about business ethics actually comes from Adam Smith, which is, an economist. So that's pretty great. Um, so economics provides sort of theoretical basis for understanding markets, decision making, policy. So these are essential tools for every business leader. And I think this course will introduce you to all the foundational ideas and get you completely ready for the rest of the course, or at least the courses that follow mine. So let's talk about the structure. Course is 15 weeks. Course week 0 is just like that only takes an afternoon to look at. That's not really a week's worth of work. The first 6 weeks focus on statistics, so understanding data, summarizing, creating testable hypotheses. We'll run a regression. So in 6 weeks from now, you will know how to run a regression. You'll know not only what it is and how to run it, but you'll know how to think about what the right regression is to run. So that's pretty impressive. And you'll understand how to interpret the results you get. So you'll have some of the results, and there'll be numbers, and there'll be stars next to some of the numbers, and there'll be t values and p values, and you'll actually know what all those mean. So that's going to be pretty good. Um, Starting week 7, we do the midterm project. Then we shift to economics. We'll explore supply and demand, government regulation, elasticity, market dynamics. Talk a little tiny bit about macro, including GDP, growth, unemployment, fiscal policy, monetary policy. A lot of that's covered in the later econ class, but we'll at least have touched on it. So that's pretty good. I think students will be ready. And my experience has been that when students get through this class, they're ready for the next couple of classes. They're ready for the rest of the program, and that's really good. If you have questions about me, I earned my undergraduate degree and my master's degree in economics from Clemson University. I got my PhD in economics from George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. I was lucky enough to study under 2 Nobel laureates. I'm the Distinguished Professor of Political Economy, and I'm the Director of the Institute for the Study of Political Economy at Ball State. My research focuses on state and local public policy with a real sort of focus on healthcare and harm reduction. Been in academia pretty long, so I've been teaching a lot of places for a long time, wide variety of schools. I originally decided to go to grad school because I had a professor at Clemson who really just made me love economics and its applicability to a wide range of problems. I was not originally a stats nerd, and those were my least favorite classes in grad school. But oddly, over time, I came to love stats. I love being able to answer questions with data. But more importantly, as computers got more powerful, stats became a thinking discipline of like thinking, like, what question am I trying to really answer? What am I really doing here? And it became much less about the actual computation. The computer does all that for you. So a lot of the hard stuff, the things that I found not to be very interesting in stats became something just completely taken over by the computers, which is great. Now I get to think about what is it that I really want to work on? How do I really want to interpret this? But even the interpretation, AI does a lot of that for you. It's gotten a lot easier. So instead of being this scary thing, it's actually this thing that's pretty, maybe not easy, but easier than you were thinking. Students regularly say that the stats part was much easier than they thought it was going to be. And as people have gotten better at AI, it has really gotten better. And I require you to use AI for almost every assignment. There's a couple of assignments where I ask you not to use AI. I have you draw supply and demand graphs by hand and things like that. But most of the data science questions, you've got Excel open and you've got some kind of AI open at the same time. That's how that is designed to work. Before I worked in academia, I worked in insurance in both the United States and in Germany. I lived in Cologne for a little while and I was working for an insurance company there. I've done a ton of consulting, especially in policy, but I like being in the classroom. I like being with students. So I mostly spend my time teaching, which is great. I expect all of you to do very well. If you're facing challenges, whether it's family or work or just whatever it is, you should let me know. And the sooner you let me know, the better. So sometimes students are struggling and they don't let me know until suddenly it's very late. And that makes it really hard. Students who are struggling and I find out early, I can help you out right away. And that makes it much, much better. So see you in the next class. Remember, stay on track with the weekly content on Canvas and the every other week on a short assignment. And then in 2 months, we'll have our midterm project. In 2 months, you'll be ready for it, though. It sounds like you won't be, but you really will be. All right. Thanks so much, y'all.